Before you complain in the comments, no, this isn't clickbait, because I actually think this place is haunted. If you're interested in a little bit of a spooky story time, have a seat, get comfortable. I've got myself a cup of Yorkshire. And without further ado, let's go. Now, just some background information. My name is Alanna. That's not really relevant. I'm Canadian, also not really relevant, but I live here in the UK, in Kent, in the southeast of England, in this particular flat. We've been here over a year now. I was very excited to move in because this building is like 400 years old, which as a Canadian is not something that's really possible in Canada. So saw the flat, loved it. It's really old. How exciting, how fun, how interesting, how new. Didn't really think about the possibility of it being haunted, but here we are. So far, we have had 4 ghost events. Yay! So I'm just gonna tell you what happened. Hold that thought. Let's begin with our first event. At least the first ghost event that actually stood out to me, something that actually gave me goosebumps and kind of freaked me out just a little bit. So, get right down to the point. My dad died. I think I might have mentioned it in a video or two, but I didn't really dive into it because quite frankly, this is YouTube and that's quite personal, but it's very integral to the story. And I'm sure my dad would be very excited to be included in a YouTube video because he used to watch my videos all the time. What happened was I was upstairs sitting at my desk. So I have a home office. All the work I do now is online at home. Very rarely leave the house, to be completely honest. That's a side story. So I'm up at my desk, middle of the day, and I was actually trying to write a speech for my dad's memorial. Yes, we are getting into it today. So, not the most fun experience, to be completely honest. I mean, if you've lost a parent, you know what that's like. I lost my dad at 27. So 0 out of 10, do not recommend. So I'm sitting at my desk and I'm trying to write this speech and I just am really struggling. I don't know what to say. Like, what do you say? It was difficult, to say the least. And I'm sitting there and I'm getting frustrated. And all of a sudden I hear something that was very loud. So in the home office, behind my desk, there's this alcove. And we never bothered buying. We really need like storage, but it's such a specific shape that we've just kind of piled stuff in the alcove. Okay, I'll be completely honest. Wow, we're really airing some personal stuff today. I just pile stuff in that alcove. We're talking like extra tech, extra cords, batteries, stuff that I use for live streams, like some props and like crafts. It's just kind of like a dumping zone in that little alcove. And while I'm sitting at my desk and I'm struggling to write this speech, all of a sudden, I guess there was a plastic bag in that alcove. And all of a sudden it crinkles really loudly. Not like there was a slight breeze and it sort of rustled, but like fully compresses. It's loud. And it's so loud, it made me jump. And my heart was absolutely pounding. So being in an old property, I just assume, okay, are the windows open? No, the windows are not open, but it's probably drafty in here. However, the whole bag moved. So my next thought is, okay, we have mice, which again, not unheard of, but I dug through that alcove. There's no, like, if we're gonna get a little bit graphic here, no poop. There's no poop. We haven't seen any evidence of mice or rats or any sort of infestation. Absolutely nothing. The plastic bag was not chewed through. There's no holes in it. It's just simply a plastic bag that has been there for months, moved around sometimes when we're digging through that alcove, but otherwise it's just sat there. And here we are. All I can say is the bag made a very loud noise. And if that was my father, That's not very funny. Next up, we have ghost event number 2, aka the iPhone event. So I, again, was upstairs in the home office. I was vacuuming. How fun. So I was doing a full vacuum of the whole flat. I'm upstairs, I'm in that room, and my pants, sweatpants, all right, had no pockets. Okay, it's kind of important to the story because I was holding my iPhone and I wanted to put it down. So there is a chair in the office. It's kind of like a reading nook. It's very close to the alcove. It's not like a massive room. Everything's kind of close to everything else. But I put my phone down on the chair so I can vacuum that room. I'm still close to my phone, but I don't have to actively carry it. Now, all of a sudden, I want to say 20 seconds later, 30 seconds later, my phone has fallen to the ground. The noise makes me jump. I turn around and my heart is pounding. The obvious answer would be, well, your phone slid off the chair, which is absolutely what I thought. However, the chair's butt slopes upwards towards your knees. So your butt's down here, your legs are up here, and they hang off like that. I mean, it's not that. It's like that angled. There is an angle up. And I put my phone on the middle of the butt, on the middle of the cushion. And my phone was on the floor in front of the chair, like quite a distance in front. So if my phone slid off the chair, it slid up. Do you see where I'm going with this? Where the phone was on the floor was very obvious that it slid off the front of the chair, not off the sides, because I thought that too. Be easier to fall off the sides because it's slanted. No, the phone fell off the front. The phone didn't vibrate from any notifications, like maybe someone texted me and it vibrated off the chair. No, I didn't get any notifications. And to be honest, my phone very rarely vibrates because I hate when it does it. So I've turned that off for pretty much everything. The phone just ended up on the floor. Now, I'll be completely honest, I was a little bit spooked. Again, this was the middle of the day. Middle of the afternoon, beautiful sunny day out in England, middle of the day. I come downstairs to my partner because yes, I was like a little bit freaked out, okay? I'll admit it here. You can make fun of me in the comments. I literally don't care. I say to my partner, I need to tell you something, and I'm not doing this to be silly, and I'm not exaggerating, and this isn't a prank. And I explained the whole situation. And that actually led us to ghost event number 3, if you can believe it. So I explained the phone falling off the chair, and I also explained the occurrence that happened a couple weeks, maybe even a month prior with the plastic bag, like completely imploding. And I said, you know, they both happened in that room. I didn't say anything about the first one because I just kind of forgot about it, but now I'm kind of freaked out. And so my partner explains ghost event number 3, and he says, something happened to me yesterday that I didn't say anything about because I didn't really think of it, but now that you've told me these stories, I'm thinking of it. So he was explaining, and I made him promise we do not joke about the ghost. We do not joke about ghost events. We do not prank each other around the ghost. Okay, I trust him not to do that. He tells me the day prior, he was upstairs in the office in the alcove. So like I said before, we've got like a bunch of storage, like shoe boxes and a moving box and apparently a plastic bag full of stuff. We've just got a bunch of storage dumped in that alcove. And he wanted one particular shoebox that had a couple of really small screws in it. So he's in the alcove, he sees the box, he can't pick the box up, like upwards. It's not heavy. It has miniature screws in it. So he thinks, well, it must be caught on something or whatever. So he moves everything out of the way. So nothing is touching the sides of the shoebox. Can't pick it up. Yeah. So he moves everything out of the front of the way and drags the box out of that alcove and then is able to pick it up. And he thought it was weird at the time, but was in a rush to get these little screws And you don't normally go immediately to ghost activity. So I said, well, maybe the box was stuck on a screw. Like maybe there was like the head of a nail sticking up from the floorboards, and that's why you couldn't lift it up. To which he said, okay, sure, but why could I then slide it out? Doesn't really make a lot of sense. So he couldn't move that box until he eventually slid it out of the alcove and then picked it up. It was very light. I tested it because I was a little bit skeptical. And that's that. Now, ghost event number 4 happened just the other day, which actually made me think of doing this video. I know this is like a little bit different, a little bit chatty. This is kind of what happens on Twitch. So if you are interested in these sort of like hangout, storytime, chat type content, consider joining me on Twitch. I'm there twice a week, Wednesdays and Sundays. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to pay. It's just a free live stream. We've talked about these ghost events on stream because that is the room where they all happen, and that is the room that I live stream from. So just throwing that out there. You want to join Twitch, I'd love it if you did. So a couple of days ago, my partner has a desk in that same office. We have our own desks, and his has one of those like walking treadmills, desk treadmills. So you are walking on the treadmill while you're standing at your desk. Not for me, okay? I am a lady who likes to sit down. So one morning he's doing that. I'm still sleeping, to be completely honest. He's walking on the treadmill. He's doing his work. Then he needs to pee, okay? So he gets off the treadmill. He's walking down the hallway to the bathroom. He hears the treadmill go off. The treadmill has a safety feature that if it doesn't sense any weight on it, it almost immediately turns off, like a couple of seconds. It only then starts up when there's weight on it. So he's walking to the bathroom. He hears the treadmill go off. It's annoying because he's then lost his streak. But when you gotta go, you gotta go. So he goes to the bathroom, and while he is in there, he hears the treadmill come on and it stays on. And he pulls out his phone because there's an app on the phone that you can track how many steps you do. And while he's in the bathroom and on his app, he can see that there are steps being made on that treadmill. Faulty technology? Maybe. Maybe the ghost wanted to get its steps in. Who's to say? So he goes back to the office. The treadmill is on. So he just hops on and keeps going. But very graciously, the ghost added to his step count while he was in the bathroom. Now, while I would consider those our 4 main ghost events, we do have an appendix. So if you watch this video and you've joined me on Twitch, you may have seen we've had some live streams where all of a sudden the camera gets distorted. Just very briefly, and again, maybe it's faulty technology, maybe I have crappy cords or what have you, but there are times when the Twitch stream will all of a sudden, like my camera will get inverted or like something weird will happen. Not totally uncommon. We also have another event, which I do not include in the main events for a couple of reasons. So one day I woke up, obviously I don't sleep in the office, I sleep in the bedroom, which is also upstairs. And when I woke up, I saw a figure at the end of the bed. Like, I kind of thought it was a woman, but it was like a proper person-shaped thing. Human-shaped person at the end of the bed. I don't remember being scared. I just remember being quite shocked and like quite surprised. Now, I don't include this because it wasn't in the ghost room, which is the office. I also didn't have my glasses on. And to be completely honest, when I don't have my glasses on, it's very hard to see anything at all. Also, I just woken up. Maybe it was a leftover thing from a dream. I don't know. Either way, I'm pretty sure I saw something. Whether it was real or not remains to be seen. Now, perhaps all of these ghost events can be explained. Perhaps. Perhaps this 400-year-old building has got some other occupants. I do love living here though. I love this flat. I love the history and the character and the charm and the uniqueness. But I will say, just in case any spirit is listening, I mean no offense by sharing these ghost events. I'm very happy to coexist with any sort of spirit. It's totally fine. This is not me making fun of you. This is me just sharing some stories. just gonna cover my bases just in case. And I hope to spend many more eventful months, maybe even years in this property. I know this video isn't my typical upload, but to be honest, I just like sitting and talking with you guys and hanging out. If this kind of story time video is something that you would like to see more of, just let me know in the comments, all right? I got loads of stories. If you like this video and you wanna watch more videos, which would be totally awesome, why not check out this one where I share everyday moments in my life that feel totally British. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye!